On the eve of the SEC's January 15th opening brief filing deadline, everyone's attention will be on the SEC versus Ripple litigation. Interestingly, the Securities and Exchange Commission has not stated if it will withdraw the appeal or pursue it further. The fact that Chair Gary Gensler is anticipated to step down soon may make this decision more difficult, despite the fact that uncertainty leaves XRP open to the potential for higher wages. One tailwind is still the expectation of a shift in the SEC's oversight of digital assets. In the near future, the SEC will see major leadership changes. Chair Gensler will leave the Securities and Exchange Commission on January 20th, while Jamie Lizarraga, a Democrat, will leave his job on January 17th. Former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins will take over as chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission so that the Trump administration can designate successors to Commissioners Lizarraga and Caroline Crenshaw. The cryptocurrency market would gain if the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, concentrated on collaborating with Congress to create a framework for digital assets that protects investors and promotes innovation. David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer of Ripple, highlighted the shortcomings of the SEC's enforcement in remarks made on Monday, January 13th. Consequently, the Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC haphazard enforcement strategy, which targets companies trying to follow the law, fails to give prospective defendants the notice necessary by due process. This is particularly true given how new the field is. Regarding the crypto assets that it deems securities, the regulatory authority has not issued any important guidelines. Only the clearest crypto assets are recommended in the report, which are tokens created to resemble stocks perfectly. What about stablecoins, Bitcoin, Ether, or even utility tokens? How do you feel about these? The SEC obstinately denies that blockchain technology is incompatible with the current regulations. Official silence and conflicting messages from within the organization breed uncertainty. Issuers and exchanges of cryptocurrencies have no choice except to cross their fingers and hope that the authorities will not find them guilty. The Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, is dealing with legal ramifications as Chair Gensler's term draws to a close. The litigation between the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and Coinbank had a negative outcome because the Third Circuit Court decided in Coinbase's favor. We recently successfully obtained a writ of mandamus from the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, said Paul Grewal, Chief Legal Officer of Coinbase. The SEC's order was arbitrary and capricious, since it was conclusory and lacked sufficient justification. We remand to the SEC for a more thorough explanation and partially grant Coinbase's petition. The SEC's order rejecting our rulemaking petition was rebuked by the court. The SEC's order was deemed unreasonable and capricious by the court. Judge Bibas concluded that the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, shouldn't add another subpar explanation to the long list of ones that have already been provided. We can remand it, so it can defend itself. However, enforcing inappropriate rules against Bitcoin businesses who are trying to adhere to the law goes much beyond the realm of the fight against it. Might be de facto banned because it targets an entire industry. While the case is on remand, the SEC must resolve that matter. Stuart Alderati, the chief legal officer at Ripple, presented some excerpts from a court decision in which he said that Coinbase and Paul Grewal should be congratulated on their success today. In his last days, Gensler's anti-crypto campaign is collapsing. Exactly what the business has been arguing for years has been exposed by a federal appeals court. His selective application of securities regulations was an attempt to outright ban the company. The industry has been discussing this topic for many years. It's a discoloration. The Securities and Exchange Commission may be under pressure to reevaluate its appeal in the Ripple case in light of a recent court decision, according to a recent assessment of the possible advantages of an appeal to the SEC by John E. Deaton, an attorney for the amicus curiae. My point is that appealing the verdict about Ripple is a waste of time. And I believe that Paul Atkins will agree with me on this issue. A court case fuels emotion. The price trend of XRP will be determined by the Ripple scenario. The price of XRP may drop below $2 if the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, successfully challenges the programmatic selling of XRP, ruling in its opening brief. On the other hand, XRP might be able to surpass its 2018 record high of $3.05 if the agency chooses to drop its appeal. Whales move $76 million, the SEC deadline draws near, and the price of XRP seeks to reach a new all-time high. The price of XRP appears to be ready for a bullish breakout due to the combination of significant whale activity and the quickly approaching January 15th deadline for the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) and next legal filing. According to the latest cryptocurrency price data, XRP is presently trading at $2.53, up 1.28% over the previous day, and has a market capitalization of $145 billion. A 76% increase in trading volume to $10 billion indicates that institutional and speculative interest in the XRP cryptocurrency market is on the rise. Whale movement creates a tension in the market. Blockchain monitoring company Whale Alert stated that 30 million XRP tokens, or roughly $76 million, had moved from the South Korean exchange Upbit to an unnamed wallet. Traders and analysts usually keep a close eye on such high-volume transactions, since whale behavior may suggest potential major shifts in cryptocurrency forecast and overall market sentiment. Large-scale acquisition or transaction. It's possible that large holders, also referred to as whales, are building up an expectation of a future price hike. Similar whale swings have occasionally preceded double-digit price increases and can also be a component of larger institutional or over-the-counter trades. This tendency is essential when forecasting and evaluating the price of XRP. The SEC and Ripple are the focus of the market. This agreement was reached as the SEC's legal battle with Ripple was gaining attention. The regulator's deadline of January 15th for an appeal filing has caused tension in the Bitcoin community, with many people thinking that if Ripple takes a favorable turn, the price of XRP might rise significantly. This XRP SEC news is essential for both Ripple XRP enthusiasts and investors keeping an eye on the Ripple SEC developments. Will XRP be able to hold on to its critical support in the Ripple price forecast? Despite the growing optimism, technical experts are closely monitoring a critical support level of $2.40. The primary scenarios that cryptocurrencies predicts are as follows. A bullish breakout toward $4. If XRP can maintain support above $2.40, it might be able to hold the prospect of a symmetrical triangle objective at $4. X allocation.